What are those eligibility criteria that the projects need to fulfill? How these can be fulfilled? How these eligibility criteria are going to be checked? And what possible consequences can come if some might not be met? First, I'm talking about project partnerships in general. In relation to eligibility, the basic requirement is that a partnership must consist minimum out of 3 partners coming from 3 different countries of the program area. Additionally, at least one of these 3 partners has to come from an EU country. But considering that a partner must have a lead partner, and the lead partner can be only an ERDF, a partner coming from an EU country, this condition will be fulfilled. And most probably, each of you had an idea of having more than 3 partners after all. On the other hand, there are no limits, no maximum limits concerning the partnership. It has to have a sort of reasonable size, which on the one hand brings in the relevant actors concerning your topic and issue that you intend to tackle, but at the same time ensuring that the size itself it's not growing beyond something that cannot be managed properly. What type of institutions or what type of entities can join the partnership? Public bodies and so-called bodies governed by public law. So those public authorities that are ministries, regional, local authorities, and other, as well as the so-called bodies governed by public law, which now I'm not going to explain you what does exactly mean. There is a very nice and somehow long description within the applicant's manual, and basically, it refers back to an EC directive. Among public authorities, the so-called EGTCs, the European grouping of territorial corporations, are also included. International organizations can also be can be eligible, being under international law or under national law of one of the program member states, program partner states. What is important in connection to international organizations under international law is that they basically accept the EU program and the related national rules in connection to control and audit requirements stemming from the program, and they would need to issue a declaration about this. Then also private bodies can be part of the partnership. Those entities that are based on private law, there could be non-profit oriented private partners as well as profit-oriented one. On the other hand, it's important to know that profit-oriented enterprises cannot be lead partners, as well as such entities are not eligible basically in non-EU countries, so in IPA and ENI countries. It's also important to be aware that private bodies whose main activities are connected to project management or communication activities or providing such kind of supporting services for the project. So their activities would be limited to such activities. Basically, they are not considered to be eligible as partners, but those are recommended to be subcontracted. So such type of services are to be subcontracted by the project partners. And from where these partners can come, in the previous session, this issue has already been touched. basically direct financing is provided only for partners coming from the program area, program countries. It was also mentioned that in relation to Ukraine and Moldova, this is still not settled, although we foresee that hopefully ENI funding will be available for them. One additional aspect is that in case of Germany and Ukraine, it's not the whole country is part of the program area. Nonetheless, some entities which are located outside of the program area in Germany or in Ukraine can be eligible partners, provided that their scope of activities and relevance are also connected to the program area part of that country. So a national ministry or a certain national authority that has responsibility in that given area, as well as their contribution is relevant for the project and gives benefits for the program area, and of course being an eligible entity to be partner in this. All in all, you might already be aware of what different kind of partners can be in the program. Basically, financing, so-called financing partners, which get direct financing through the program, can be the lead partner and the ERDF partners from the EU member states, IPA partners receiving IPA sources. Those are from Bosnia, Herzegovina, Montenegro, and Serbia. And if ENI funds available, as I mentioned, it refers to Moldavian and Ukrainian partners. The issue of associated strategic partners has also been touched before. Basically, these partners will not receive any funding. Their contribution is basically limited to, so their contribution is, of course, to be present and fully following the project and the implementation and the outputs, but their activities are connected to travel and accommodation, so being part of the partnership and being present, basically. And these travel and accommodation costs are to be paid by one of the ERDF partners. So it's also important to understand that IPA partners cannot finance any ASPs. And ASPs can be, here is a bit of a difference, that ASPs in relation to the European Union can come also outside of the program area, while in relation to non-EU countries, this refers only to those which are part of the program area.